Hi, I am so happy to be here. It has been a few days. So let's get to it. Today I'm going to be discussing how to love a man. And I am very qualified to talk about this because after so many years of being single, I got married within 8 months. After so many friends, so many years of people around me being single, I was able to help two of my clients get married, and I helped one person have their first boyfriend. So I have transitioned into a coach, um, and I help women get married. So if you want to find out how you can work with me, if you're interested in joining a marriage minded book club, a monthly book club, you get a new book, free ebook, please let me know or just type it down in the comments that you're interested in knowing about that and the structure and how it goes and everything, or just you're ready to join. So, how do you love a man? This, I don't want you to think that this is taking away on how a man should love you. I don't think that this should take away in how you know, not thinking that we're gonna be doing everything for the man, like we're gonna be their servant because we're not. But, I've had this book here, probably it's called Understanding Men, the purpose and power to, you know, a book for men and the women who love them. And this is by a great pastor who is now deceased, named Dr. Miles Monroe. And the book is phenomenal. So maybe we will open up the book during this talk. I don't know how long I'll be here today. So let's find out. So, number one, how to love a man. Men need non sexual affection. So, once you're in a relationship, once it's getting close to marriage, you need to give them non sexual attention. This could be you maybe hugging them from behind. This could be you scratching their head. This could be just rubbing their arm. This could be you sitting next to them on the sofa and not saying anything, like right next to them where maybe your arms are touching, your legs are touching, your feet are touching. Men need affection. They need non-sexual affection, not only just sexual affection. And next, men need, and I don't write anything down. That's just how I roll. I just show up because half the battle is literally me showing my face on YouTube. So I'm just glad we're here right now. So these are just rolling in off the top of my head based on my lifestyle, based on what I've had my clients do and get results. And so just makes for a really great relationship, a joyous relationship, and a really great home. So I would say non sexual attention. Number two is going to be an active listener. They need someone who is going to actively listen to them, not object, not always play devil's advocate, sometimes just listening and understanding what they're saying. So this involves you listening to understand. This doesn't involve you listening to talk right when he's done finishing his sentence. This is you a good thing that I've learned through just like reading communication books is going to be when you are talking to him, a way to let someone know that they are heard and that you've been listening to what they're saying is repeat 3 words back to them that they said. So if I am having a conversation with you and I say to you, yes, I rode my bike all summer. We live really close to a river and it was so much fun. It hired my vibration. So I would expect if you were being an active listener and you were really enjoying our conversation and that was a true story, I would expect you to say something like, "Oh my God, you live close to a river? So like what kind of bike did you get? It hired your vibration. Tell me more." I'm gonna be like, "Oh my god, like, this is what happened and this is what happened." Like, I'm gonna really feel heard. Also, this is like number 2, but let's say it's like number 2A and then number 2B. So this is number 2B. So with number 2B, when you are talking to a man, when you are, in the dance of conversation, men process what we're saying. Some men don't respond back really fast. Some men take their time to think about a response. Sometimes a man will pause longer than us, and although we're just filling the space with our words, men sometimes need time to, have an answer, to say what they really want to say. So I would definitely 100% suggest giving them time to talk in between when they tell you something. There'll be times when my husband will be talking and I will pause for a little bit, but really I wanted to say something, but I'll pause just in case he's gonna say something. And he will start talking more. But if I would have started talking and talking, I would have led the conversation. But since I gave him that chance to talk and pause, and he was able to talk again and just get his whole complete thoughts out of what he thought of whatever we were talking about, that definitely switched the dynamic of the conversation. So, all of that has to do with being an active listener. And let's get to number 3. Number 3 is going to be when you're dating and you're falling in love with someone, you have to hold men to their word. So, meaning if someone says, like, I'm gonna take you someplace or let's do this on Saturday, you don't have to hold them to their word in a weird way, like where you're like, "Are we going here on Saturday?" You could hold them to their word by just saying, "I can't wait for Saturday. I know we're gonna have so much fun." That way, this kind of shows a man that you're looking forward to spending time with them and you're depending on them. So you want to help them also with their patterns and you want to let them know that it is important for you guys to follow through with your plans. Most likely, if you're dating a I hate to even use the word high value man, but let's just say it for Christ's sake. If you're dating a high value man, he will automatically follow through. But it's nice for him to know that you're depending on him and you want to go places with him. How to love a man. When you are dating, this is not the time to ask for financial support. When you are dating, this is not the time to tell him every single problem that you're going through before you ever met him. This is a time for you to have emotional connection. This is a time for you to build a relationship. This is a time for you to build the camaraderie, like build like, everything that makes you and your best friend best friends. You want to build that, but in a romantic way with a man. So you want to try to not do things that maybe if you're hanging out with your friend that you just met, you wouldn't ask your friend, "Hey, I know we just started hanging out, but could I have $50?" You don't make relationships transactional in that way right away with men. So, how to love them is not to use them for money. How to love them is to get to know them and find out if this is a person who fits the future lifestyle that you want to have. And I don't know what number we're on, but let's just keep going. Oh, so this is number 4. So, number 4, as you are in a relationship, you guys are going deeper, you want to do like the Bible says, be a helpmate. You find that they, maybe he can't cook dinner for himself. Maybe he, is very busy after work. He does a lot of things. Don't ask people if you can help them. Just help them. So maybe he stops over your house and you buy little to go plates, for him to eat or like just plastic Tupperware or glass Tupperware. I love glass Tupperware. That's why I named that. But so you get glass Tupperware and let me see if anyone is on. So you get glass Tupperware and he sort of comes over and you say, I know I made dinner for you, but this is also going to be for your lunch tomorrow. So you kind of want to do things without asking. You kind of want to serve in ways that are irreplaceable. Hi, everybody that's in. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, Kristen, I'm so happy to see you. And oh my God, I always mess up your name. The Noisy. Is that how you say that? Hi guys, I'm so happy to see you guys in the chat saying hi to me. So let's get back to it. So you want to do things to make someone's life easier. And granted, you're not going to be the only person that's in the relationship doing things to make someone's life easier. Of course, you're going to be helping you out in ways. But today's conversation is strictly about how to love men. So a lot of men are eating out. I was in a local city here in Michigan and I seen this man, it was like right at like 5:30. I seen him going into Papa John's or just like a Subway place. And with that being said, a lot of men are walking around the world being unfed. So if you're dating someone and you know that this has a chance of going further, make him a small lunch. Maybe he's going on a road trip with his friends. Make a little baggie with some small snacks in it. Show him that you got his back, meaning like not on any sort of like ride or die things, but just like you know how to take care of your man, you know how to love your man. It's almost like I used to have this friend growing up and her mom was like such the embodiment of a great like stay-at-home mom, great person who had a lot of extra time. And what she would do is she would like bring us sandwiches up to the room. Like we would be laughing and having a good time. I think we were maybe in middle school, and her mom would bring us sandwiches up. And I get it, we could go downstairs and eat, but it was something about her bringing sandwiches up to the room that was like, wow, this is a really safe place. This feels really good. You give that same nurturing energy to your man, making his life easier, becoming indispensable, because I guarantee no one else is really doing it. Maybe someone else has cooked for him one time, but like it hasn't become a thing. But like create your own flow with, providing for his needs, not in a financial way, but in ways that are easy. I would say that if you don't like cooking, then maybe that's not something that you should do. But if you do like cooking, then definitely get on in there and make those baggies. Tell me, you guys, let's be interactive in here. What is one of your one of the numbers that you guys liked? Did you guys like number one, number two, number three, number four? We can go through a big another review again. I believe I talked about being an active listener, so giving him more space to talk. Number one, giving him non-sexual attention, affection. And number three, don't remember number three. It will come back to me. But number four, like if there's any ones that you guys resonate with, number four was kind of being that nurturing sort of like spouse to him, meaning making lunch, but not going out of your way, not being all dramatic and overly expensive about it. Just doing things that are really easy for you to do, finding out ways that you can make his life easier. I know I used to have a friend who she noticed that her boyfriend at the time, she noticed that his important papers were all over. So she got him from FedEx just a yellow manila folder, and that really helped him out a lot. So I would definitely say there are small things that you could do to love a man that are like, they seem like they're so small, but they're life changing. And also, I'm gonna I want to talk about when we're arguing with our man. I want to talk about keeping your voice really low, keeping your voice really feminine, even if he may go a little high, which I'm not saying anyone should yell at you, but when we're in our emotions, we're in our emotions. And when he goes high, you going lower, you not, making things such a huge deal, you being understanding, you using those active listening skills when you're arguing or you're going, talking about something that you don't agree on, or maybe something that you need more of. Can't remember the numbers, but they are all good. Some take serious unlearning. Oh, tell me more about the serious unlearning. I know I had a lot of beliefs, beliefs around, I have to be an independent woman, you can't depend on a man. I know as I've been married, like these things are absolutely not true. I follow my husband blindly. I think that, if your intention is to be married, your intention is to be in a relationship. In 2020, the beginning of the year, I hadn't even met my husband yet. And I do have a book club. It's $15 a month. If you guys want to join, I will put the link in the description when I'm done with this video. And you get the ebooks for free. And we don't read every single chapter in the book, but we do read a couple of chapters. And I just think it's going to be really life changing if your intention is to be married this year. Let's see. Fitbrit says, I used to emasculate my ex so bad. I learned my lesson though. My mouth was crazy reckless. Thank God for growth. Oh, for sure. And don't think, Britt, don't think you're the only one because we all have been like pretty shady ladies back in the day because there was a lack of education, but now that there is education, and I definitely believe, me getting married in 8 months, that wasn't like, that was calculated. Like I really, like, when men, I heard B Simone in this interview. um there's this Instagram called Sleep is for Suckers, and they interviewed this woman who's an upcoming comedian. She's gone viral, and she talks about, wanting to date and all these things. And she says, she was in her first kind of like really real relationship last year. And she said, like, as soon as she noticed that there was a deal breaker with the guy, she let the relationship go. And I have to tell you, when I was dating, I didn't dispose of men right away, but I did when I seen that they weren't the guy that I was gonna be with in the future. I did sort of put them in containers. So I maybe didn't block them, but maybe if they text me, I would say, hey, they would say, hey, they would throw out to me what kind of date they wanted to take me on. And I'd be like, oh, okay. If I wasn't interested, I would say I wasn't available, but I do believe that once you get serious and you get very intentional about when things aren't going right with a certain person, and you kind of, give distance to the relationship and it slowly begins to be let go, I believe that you're telling the universe that you're very serious about what you want. And in the year of 2020, I did that a lot, and I was able to meet my husband in August. I didn't know my husband in the beginning of the year in January. So don't give up any hope. I'm telling you, don't give up any hope. Okay, no sees way. No sees way says, like the act of listening to the point of keeping quiet versus having a dialogue is really hard. Trust me. For me, you guys see, like I'm talking so much. I love talking. So, yes, it is really hard, but don't you want to really hear your man? Don't you want to hear what he has to say? Don't you want to, you could be so surprised by something he has to say. Let's see here. Fit with Fit with Brit says, I've been to therapy after that and learning how to communicate, listening, working on myself. Yes, definitely. Like I like to think that my life now has become the inner work that I once craved. I remember when I had my 9 to 5 and I was like wish I could read books all day. Like, I literally, because I used to be so obsessed with books, and I literally used to be going into the dentist office that I worked at. I worked at a pediatric dentist office, and I would say, and I worked for 2 women. It was really amazing, but something about it just wasn't for me. And, yeah, now, maybe 3 years later, I had the life that I wanted. So I really believe, that if you wanna manifest your man, you wanna manifest a life that no one around you has, get started now. Get started taking your life serious. That year in 2020 when the pandemic was just starting and going on, I got really serious. You know, I had a lot of people in my life that were more like not really looking for a husband, more so looking for like a sugar, like a sugar father, which wasn't for me. I wanted real companionship. I wanted someone to be there for me when I was sick. I wanted someone to really have a deep connection with, a real relationship, a real marriage with, and when I decided that, I got rid of any man that I was seeing that even treated me close to not a real relationship. So just getting rid of them, and I don't mean like you just text them and you're emotional and you say, "You're not giving me what I want." I never even said that to anyone. I just slowly distanced myself from the relationship and then it died out. And then when they were still texting me, I said, "Oh, I'm engaged now. Thank you." Okay, let's read some more comments. Okay. No Sees Way says, "Yes, I totally want to hear him, and it's one of my favorite things about him. But I want to be heard too because my mind is one of my favorite things about myself. I'll figure the balance." Yes, I love the ending of that. I'll figure the balance out. Let's see. Fit with Brit says, "I practice on dates with truly listening and engaging with me. Yay, I'm proud of you, boo. I found you on Anton's videos. Oh my God, thank you for finding me. And I'm so glad I found you too, because I was looking for women that were like-minded, just like me. So don't think that like you just found me, Brit. I was looking for you guys too. I've been married since last June. I haven't been married for long, but I noticed like I either see people who have been married for 40 and 50 years or 20 years or 10 years, but I never get to see someone starred. So I just hope to have my videos up, my programs up, my book club, like I said, is $15 a month. I hope to have that for as long as I can because these are the things I needed. And I also want to, we're getting off of how to love a man and we're just more so getting into having a chat, and as I just have a chat with you guys because I'm here alone and we're you guys are obviously we're both talking to one another. But one thing I did is one of my friends was getting married. I did a lot of things with manifesting. I did a lot of things with hiring my self-esteem. I had a friend who was getting married and she like, I went shopping for her. You know how you get little things, like cute things, like wifey for lifey. You get all these cute shirts for people, and you get all these things for them when they're getting married. I saw this mug and it said wifey, and I was gonna send it to her, but I ended up keeping it for myself. And I remember I had this wifey mug in my apartment. I lived alone and I was dating someone, and he came over and he said, "Oh, one of your ex-boyfriends must have got this for you." He's like, "That's something you're supposed to, like, throw away when the relationship ship ends." Mind you, I bought this mug really for my friend, but then I said, "I'll send her the other things, but this thing is mine because 'cause I'm gonna be a wife one day too. Why should she have all the fun?" So I keep this mug and he says that, and, you know, almost I think I had, like, a small mini dating situation after him, like, with someone else. It was a small mini dating situation. Then after that, I met my husband. But guys, I never threw that mug away until I was moving into my husband's house. And the reason why I had, like, gave it away to someone when I was moving is because I knew I was moving in with my husband. So and he ended up being my husband, um, 3 months later, or forget the many months it was, but do things to help manifest your situation. get serious also about things that you could do to manifest your situation, the outcome that you want. Oh, for you guys both found me on Anton. That's so right there with you. Fit with Brit. Yes. Yes. Is anything else coming up for you guys? I think those 4 points were enough. I don't want to overload you guys, but I had so much fun. I'm so glad you guys were on here with me. I definitely will be back tomorrow and we will talk more. And don't forget, I do have a book club and we're meeting this Sunday. And we're going to meet the last Sunday of every month. And this book that we're reading is so amazing. Oh, guys, let me see if I can tell you a page in the book, Understanding the Power Purpose of Men. I'll read a page because at the end of every chapter, he like has like 10 rules of every chapter. And let me see if I can. So he has like principles. I don't know if you guys can see that. But he has some principles in the book. And this one says, principle number 1. Tell me how you guys like these. It says, men can know the true meaning of their existence only by understanding who they are in relation to God's creations of mankind. So it's really like someone knowing who they are. It's really like having that strong belief that a man knows who he is. And then he says, there is a distinction between being a man and being a male. Let's see here. God made male and female because he wanted man to fulfill 2 distinct purposes on the physical earth. I love that. I think that men and women do have 2 distinct different purposes. I think that if a woman walks into a bar with a beautiful dress on and a man walks into a bar with a beautiful dress on, they're definitely both going to get 2 different reactions. But just a woman being in the bar with a beautiful dress on is going to change the whole energy of the bar. Because believe it or not, everyone's going to see her. And if a man walks in with a dress on, it's definitely going to change the energy of the bar. um, let's see here. But yeah, this isn't a book that we're reading in the book club, but this is just a book I always have by my side just to tap in and to always understand that me and my husband have 2 different purposes. You know, you and the man that you're dating have 2 different purposes. It says there's another page of his principles, and it says God created men and women to dominate the earth, not to dominate one another, which is really deep. Let's see here. Men have an innate desire to prove themselves strong, but this has become distorted through sin so that they end up misusing their power and authority. Kind of like how we see some men misusing their power and authority, but like they actually have a bit of true authority inside. Thank you, Kay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I'm having so much fun. But yeah, let me look at this and see if there's anything else on this page. But I'm loving that you guys are hanging out. It says number 12, a woman is not less than a man because she is a woman, and a man is not more than a woman because he is a man. Their differences are necessary because of their purposes. Oh, let me read number 9. See, I'm on a roll, guys. A man needs to be a leader by following Jesus' example, by loving, guiding, and inspiring those under his authority, not by demanding that they do what he says. Yeah. And another thing that I want to bring up is in loving a man, people often talk about submission, but a natural way to be submissive to someone is honestly really just to be grateful and to be thankful. And Being thankful is more like acknowledging when people do things for you. So saying thank you to them, showing your kindness. Maybe someone walks in the house and you are giving them a hug and you're helping them put away groceries. That's you being thankful. But I believe that gratitude is a little bit different. It's something that you practice in your private time. It's something that you do when you're in private and like let's say your neighbor brings in your garbage can for you, is something that you say to yourself, "Wow, I'm so grateful." And you acknowledge like that saved me like 2 minutes, them bringing in my garbage can. So a natural way to be submissive is just to be grateful and to be thankful. It's not about, doing any like extra things, but it's acknowledging that this man that's in front of you is doing something nice for you. All right, guys, I think I got everything out. Have you told your husband about your intentionality on manifesting him? And does he get what you do here? How does he feel about it? Curious. Um, have I told him what I do here? Of course. I was already a coach before I met my husband. So I was a mindset coach. I was helping women believe, but I always had a passion for relationships. I've had this book probably for about 5 years, about men. So I've always been learning about men and always been learning about relationships, and getting my certification and relationship coaching and life coaching. So I basically always had a passion, and he definitely understands that I love helping women and my culture because our marriage rate is so low. And does he know that I was being intentional with my life? Yes, he absolutely knows because I'm intentional and I execute with everything. And um I'm beyond supported. Like the sofa I'm sitting on, this new sofa, it's my husband bought this. The light that's in front of me, my husband purchased that, so my big ring light. So I would definitely say I'm over the moon supported. And yeah, I mean, I'm serving, I'm helping women get to where they want to be. Who wouldn't be happy about that? I love a man who I find myself saying thank you to most consistently, more than I love you, even. Appreciation to a man is love. Yes, I definitely agree. And I agree that sometimes we could use the word I love you so much, but maybe we're not showing a person that we love them so much. So I believe that love is a verb. I know you guys have heard this before because I don't think that that is an original thought. But yes, yeah. I find it interesting when people ask me like, "Does your husband know what you do?" Like my husband, he likes telling people that I am a relationship coach before I even want to tell people what I do. So it's very interesting. But I think that we should be employing ourselves. If we do have a secret that people don't know about, we should be letting in other people on it. And yeah, I mean, I have clients, my clients to coach with me, it's $2,000, I make a living from coaching people, I got 2 people married last year. So not only am I showing up on here, but I'm actually getting the results to prove it, So definitely supported. Love that for you. Love to see it. Right back at you, lady. Right back at you. All right, I'm gonna go. I had such a good time, and I'll be back